Michael Jackson's charity concerts, a story of music, love, and humanity. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, the man whose music reached every corner of the globe. But beyond the dazzling lights, moonwalks, and record-breaking albums, there was something even greater about him. Michael Jackson used his voice not just to entertain, but to heal the world. And one of the most powerful ways he did this was through charity concerts. This is the story of Michael Jackson's incredible charity performances, the nights when music was not just music, but a lifeline for those in need. Part 1. The beginning of a mission. In the 1980s, Michael Jackson stood at the very top of the entertainment world. Thriller had shattered every record, his fame was unparalleled, and his tours were selling out stadiums within minutes. But Michael saw something deeper. He once said, "I feel the greatest thing I can give the world is love. And music is the best way I know to do that." From the beginning, Michael believed that concerts could be more than entertainment. They could be a force of healing. Part 2. The Victory Tour, 1984. Michael's first major step into charity through live performance came during the Victory Tour with his brothers. The tour sold out across the United States, generating millions of dollars. But Michael wasn't focused on the profits. He donated his entire share, over $5 million, to charity. This money went to organizations fighting hunger, supporting children's hospitals, and advancing education. It was the first major glimpse of Michael's philosophy: music must serve humanity. Part 3. We Are the World, and the Power of a Song. In 1985, Michael co-wrote We Are the World with Lionel Richie. But this wasn't just a song. It was a call to action. The recording brought together the biggest artists of the time: Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, Bruce Springsteen, Ray Charles, Tina Turner, and many more. The charity single raised over $60 million for famine relief in Africa. Michael said, "I wanted to do something where the whole world would come together. Because children shouldn't be dying from something we can prevent." This wasn't a concert yet, but it set the stage. Michael understood the true power of music. It could literally save lives. Part 4. The Bad World Tour, 1987-1989. The Bad World Tour was Michael's first solo global tour, reaching millions of fans across 15 countries. But behind the scenes, Michael quietly turned many of these concerts into acts of charity. In Japan, he donated proceeds to a burn hospital. In Liverpool, he gave to local children's programs. In the United States, a portion of his earnings went to his Heal the World Foundation. At nearly every stop, Michael visited orphanages and children's hospitals, often before performing on stage that night. He would spend hours with sick children, then step into a stadium and give a 3-hour show. It was exhausting, but to Michael, this was the true meaning of touring. Part 5. Dangerous World Tour, 1992-1993, a tour for the children. This tour was Michael's most charity-driven project. Every single dollar Michael personally earned from the Dangerous World Tour went directly to charities through the Heal the World Foundation. That meant millions for children's hospitals, millions for HIV/AIDS research, millions for orphanages and education programs. He performed 69 concerts in 57 cities, raising over $100 million for causes around the world. During the tour, Michael visited children everywhere he went. In Bucharest, he personally funded an orphanage. In Africa, he sponsored vaccinations for thousands of kids. In Poland, he donated to build a children's playground. The concerts themselves were spectacular: fireworks, giant statues, groundbreaking stage effects, but for Michael, the true spectacle was when a child smiled. Part 6. Heal the World, Live. One of the most emotional moments of these charity concerts was when Michael performed Heal the World. Often, he brought children on stage, some sick, some disabled, some from orphanages, to stand beside him as he sang. For Michael, this wasn't a show. It was a prayer. He would close his eyes, stretch out his arms, and sing, "Heal the world, make it a better place, for you and for me, and the entire human race." Audiences often wept. Some fans later said that moment changed their lives. that they left the concert with a new desire to help others. This was Michael's dream, not just to sing about love, but to inspire action. Part 7, History World Tour 1996–1997. The History Tour was another global journey that became a massive charitable force. Michael donated large portions of earnings to support children's hospitals in places like Prague, Manila, and Cape Town. In Manila, he paid for a local orphanage's entire operating budget for a year. In South Africa, he supported programs for underprivileged youth during the last days of apartheid. He once told a journalist, "Concerts give me energy, but it's the children I meet before the concerts that give me purpose." Part 8, Michael Jackson and Friends 1999. In 1999, Michael organized two massive charity concerts, Michael Jackson and Friends, in Munich and Seoul. The goal: raise money for children in Kosovo, Africa, and around the world. The concerts featured other stars, but Michael's presence electrified the crowd. His performance of Earth Song in Munich was especially powerful, complete with a giant bridge, fire, and a message about saving the planet. At the end, Michael dedicated the night to the children suffering in war zones. Millions were raised for UNICEF, the Red Cross, and his Heal the World Foundation. Part 9, Beyond the Stage. Michael's charity didn't stop at the concerts. He is listed in the Guinness World Records as the pop star who supported the most charities, over 39 official organizations, and countless more through private donations. Many of his concerts had hidden charity purposes. Tickets sold at special events went directly to hospitals. Limited merchandise raised funds for children. Michael's philosophy was simple: to give without expecting anything in return. That is love. That is what I want my concerts to stand for. Part 10, The Legacy of Charity Concerts. When Michael passed away in 2009, the world remembered him as the greatest entertainer. But those who looked deeper knew the truth. Michael was also one of the greatest humanitarians in music history. Through his concerts, he raised hundreds of millions of dollars for children, hospitals, and communities in need. He didn't just moonwalk across stages. He walked into hospital rooms, into orphanages, into refugee camps, and left hope behind. Closing words. Michael Jackson's concerts will always be remembered for their magic, the lights, the dance, the music. But perhaps their greatest magic was invisible. It was the money that built a hospital. The medicine that saved a child. The smile on a face that had forgotten how to smile. Michael once said, "The greatest show I can ever give is helping a child smile." That's the real concert, and maybe that is Michael Jackson's greatest legacy. Not just the king of pop, but the king of giving. Sparkles. End of story. Sparkles.